Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double understand your apostles and elders of great milestone to roll one. Shalom to the brothers doing the work necessary truth. Got this article on The Guardian talking about basically, the military's been deployed, in London to the hospitals to deal with staff shortages there because of, the O the O variant that's basically started to overwhelm because it's funny, like from the previous previous strains, they were talking about how many people were getting taken out. Now they've switched it up. Well, they've from when they started mentioning this thing, they switched it up to like now there just being such an abundance of cases, and that's become the angle they're kind of coming from, and that's why you have now what they're talking about, the amount of people catching it. Because there's what support, which includes 40 army doctors, shows ministers can no longer ignore the scale of understaffing. And yeah, it's basically saying, well, for now, it's because so many people are off sick. That's why there's a shortage. Even if there's less people going into hospitals, but it's always there's always going to be an angle. And as far as for the general public, they're just gonna be, anything now, them having to even engage with the fact that the news exists is already, they're already done, man. It's already game over. Their minds already been cracked. This is what the armed forces are being deployed to help hospitals in London deal with a surge in C patients because the O variant is leaving so many staff sick and unable to work. Of the 200 military personnel involved, 40 are doctors who will help NHS staff look after patients. The other 160 personnel who have no medical training will check in patients, ensure stocks are maintained, and be conducted basic checks. So yeah, they basically got the military taking over in what it sounds like is distribution, because they said check-in patients, ensure stocks are maintained. Well, they're getting them involved, and it said it's only 200, and this is just in London. But hey, it's the precedent been set, and it was set from before because they got involved in the first wave and whatnot, where they were guy in there, they were getting involved, and it's the military kind of getting involved in this. Let you know where this is heading, because now they've kind of got it where it's like, oh, it's beyond containment, and this is the thing, is this is at the part where it's meant to be manageable. This is what some already started work and expect to support the NHS in the capital until the end of the month. The announcement comes 2 days after Boris Johnson said he hopes England can ride out the current wave without further restrictions. Yeah, so it's thing I'm thinking is you're gonna have it just like with the previous ones, where it'll kind of scale up to the point where they're gonna have to overcorrect, because that's what's happened before, where they'll just say no, it's fine, we'll manage, and then they'll kind of play up the whole scenario until it gets to a point where they're gonna come down with a hammer. I'll have to see, because what depending on how this thing's looking to go, I'm expecting that it's gonna be, uh, getting a boost because it's went to the cinema and it's like before went to the cinema twice. And it's like before every movie they're showing is they got some geezer up there saying, "Yo, go get a boost." So that alone is it shows where they're kind of directed, looking to direct the people, and hey, you're having people jump on it, and what's you're seeing the results, man. So people having not the most pleasant experiences, but hey, it's all a matter of prophecy. This basically shows it's coming into a time where you're gonna have the military involved in a lot of different facets of society, man. General policing, because you still got people protesting, and as far as for the way people are bumping heads, man, with the anti juices, as they call them, and the people that are pushing compliance. That headbutting is it seems to be where the main kind of line where they're gonna draw, to where they'll just be able to say, like, look, and it's the same with like brothers doing videos. You talk about certain things, you mention certain words, and then it's like, don't even matter what the context is. It's just like it really don't matter what the context is. It's just the videos getting taken down, the channels getting taken down. It's it's a madness though. It's kind of wild. But that's how much of a mess this whole scenario is. But it shows the time when it shows when the end, man. Read a bit more. It says uh he said the current says without restrictions, says, but did acknowledge part of the NHS would feel temporarily overwhelmed by health union leaders, although grateful for the help, have said the latest move means the government can no longer be dismissive of concerns about delivering safe care. So I'm gonna be calling for more restrictions, a lockdown. Hey, and the thing that goes beyond the lockdown is making it mandatory. That's the vibe. That's what's been going through Europe, making the juice mandatory. And when that gets pushed out, hey, you know what's next? Revelation 13:16. It says what thousands of NHS staff have been off work each week in London, which last month became the first part of the country to see a huge wave of C cases caused by the new strain, leaving hospitals struggling to cope with unprecedented levels of staff absence. Chris Hobson, the chief executive of hospitals group NHS providers, welcomed the assistance from personnel from what is thought to be all three armed forces, but he said that their arrival underlined the extent of NHS understaffing. Yeah, and it's something where they might just give certain things, because what they did in certain parts of America, I know certain states, they just had the military basically dispensing the juice and just saying like, yo, they were taking care of making sure people got it. Might see something here, something similar here as well. And then, when compliance becomes involved, if they're the ones involved, you can see how things are gonna go. And people are naysaying and just saying like, blow it, like it's all gonna go back to normal. That's a fever dream, man. Anyone with a sense of anyone with two eyes can see that things are, well, it's done, man. The shift has changed. The shift has changed. The shift has taken place, man. We've moved from how it was before to how it is now, and it's progressing. When it first started, when people were sitting in their houses, they were saying like, oh, nah, I wouldn't try. Like, yeah, when people were talking about the max passports, then people saying, no, this it's not gonna go there. No, even if it did, no, I can't let them do that. Now it's it's gone there. People are just like, yeah, just yeah, just go out. You just got to keep safe and that. So it's just a rev. It's done. Like the people's minds have been gone. So that means that going from this to the next place, like I said, Revelation 13:16, you already know. You already know, like people are gonna eat up. It says the fact that we need to call upon army medics and general duty personnel all underlines the sheer scale of the workforce challenges the NHS is facing. The experience of the pandemic makes plain underlying issues which need resolution. The need for a national long-term plan for the health and care workforce, and ongoing challenges of vacancies and recruitments predating the pandemic by a number of years. It's funny, yeah, because NHS has been going to shit for a while, but then yeah, that's the thing. If it collapses, there's contingents, and Revelation 13:16. That's that contingent where they can basically just deal with that system. Now, bruv, it's not gonna be a mystery. It's not gonna be a marvel for them to push it out, man. People will eat up. As far as saying, well, soon we should be hearing from Elon about what's it called? What's his one called? Neuralink as well. Because you've seen a few of them, a few of those. But yeah, hey. Yeah, hey, it's there, man. It's there. It's there. It's gonna pop off, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Shabashim Kakadash Shalom. Shalom.